Hi everyone. Hi everyone. Thank you for joining. It's time for WiRE Wednesday, and we're going to be discussing motherhood. Debbie should be joining us in just a moment. Hi Tina, how are you today? Thanks for joining. We're going to bring on Debbie soon. Hope you guys are having a great day. Thanks, Tina. That profile pic was from when we were filming for HGTV, so I'll let you know when it airs so we can check it out. Hope everything's going well in Arizona. Hi, we're just waiting for Debbie. We're going to be starting very soon here on WiRE Wednesday. I know, isn't that exciting? So this is my first time doing an interview, so I'm excited to talk to all of you guys today and spill my secrets about being a mom in real estate. Hi, Debbie.
Hi.
Hi, Debbie. How are you?
I'm great. It's good to see you. I'm actually sitting in an airport, so it might get noisy from time to time, but I have the good fortune of going out and celebrating the opening of Treasure Davis's office in Colorado Springs. And I'm going to do
Amazing.
I'm going to do a live feed here tomorrow so that everyone can see her office, because I'm pretty excited for her and really proud of her, and any woman who really takes control and says, hey, I'm going to make a difference in people's lives and do some great things and have a family too, which is why we're talking to you today.
Right.
Because you've had a lot of experiences, and I've got a ton of questions. I've known you for a long, long time.
Great.
Did you
Yes.
get it into? Well, start telling us, where is your market, and tell us something about your business.
So my market is in San Diego County in California, and I live in the city of Poway, which is about 20 minutes north of downtown San Diego. And it's a small town. We're ranked number 10 in the state for schools, though. So we get a lot of
Wow.
relocation business. So that's my niche. I do a lot of relocation in and out of the state, and also I work with professional athletes too.
You work with professional athletes. Tell me more
Yes.
about that. Tell me what that's like.
It's exciting. It's fun. I mean, there's a lot of it is just like dealing with any other family, relocating. But you do have to do a little bit more hand holding because they're busy and they're traveling. So I work a lot with sports agents and handle a lot more than you would with a typical transaction.
Ah, well, that sounds like fun. So how many kids do you have?
I have three children. I have two sons. Miles is 9. Micah is 7, and then I have a little daughter, Maya, who's 3.
Oh, you've got some about to be preteens, and you've
Yeah.
got babies. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So were you in real estate before you had children, or did you have kids and then get into real estate?
So I actually studied for my license to be a real estate agent while I was on maternity leave from my corporate job with my first son. So I've been basically doing real
Interesting.
estate the whole time. Here I
There you
am.
go. There you go.
We'll try a
So,
different wireless connection here.
so you were pregnant, or you were on maternity leave with your baby when you decided to get your real estate license. Why did you decide real estate over the
Yes.
corporate world?
I had wanted to be in real estate for a very long time. I have an MBA, and when I was working on my MBA, I was managing a Starbucks store. That was my college job. And there was a lot of sales and marketing involved. And I just realized that I needed a different product because I was making Starbucks rich. So I thought that I would go into real estate. I have a special love for houses. So that's why I went into real estate.
So, working in real estate, give us an idea of what your business was like last year, volume, units, something like that.
Sure. So my volume was just over 26 million last year, and my team and I sold 39 units.
So it's more than just you. Tell me about your team setup.
So my team, and we're shifting from the Rockstar and Minion setup to, really growing an operational team. But right now we have myself. I'm the lead agent. My husband Joshua works with us as well. He's a licensed agent. He does a lot of our marketing and sales. And then Heather Hernandez is my executive assistant, and she's going to be shifting into a buyer's agent role. And then I just brought on two additional buyer's agents, and I have a new assistant starting next week.
So you've got potentially 5 agents and 1 assistant?
Right.
Okay, got it. Did having and building a team, did that help you create more balance in your life, or are you going to just tell me you have always had great balance in your life?
I have not always had great balance, as you probably know, and I'm still learning balance today. I think part of being balanced is being okay with being imbalanced in some areas at different points in time. Um, but definitely building the team has made me able to expand my business and grow my production. I'm going to do a lot more business this year, and my price point is much, much higher, which requires more service. So that's why I'm establishing the team that we're establishing.
So at what point of having 2 to 3 children and working real estate did you say to yourself, I can't do it all? Because I know you've had some
Yes,
challenges.
yes.
At what point did you say, I just can't do all of this?
It was definitely after my third child was born, and I'd had my third C-section, and I was trying to really ramp things up, and I just realized I cannot do everything. I can't completely run the house, keep it clean, pay all the bills, wash all the cars, and manage the whole business by myself. At that time, I had just fired my assistant, and we'll just keep it at that. But so it was just me at the time and my husband doing marketing. So that was ground zero, and I've rebuilt from there.
Oh, and I think it's interesting too because you and your husband are in the business. So
Hmm.
there is no other income besides what the two of you do in real
No.
estate, which means you all are
Hmm.
paying, I would say, some fairly hefty health insurance premiums.
Yes.
Yeah. So
And
you've got to
taxes.
really, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you've really got to have a budget.
Yes. And it's always evolving, and it's been a challenge, honestly, because as you grow rapidly, the expenses do as well, not only with taxation, but also with marketing, especially with taking bigger listings. There's more of an expectation. So I definitely have to have a very stringent personal budget and business budget and marketing budget.
Oh,
So.
absolutely. So
Mhm.
give me an idea of what your day looks like. Tell me
Sure.
about that.
So, so I'm one of the 5 a.m. club members, and I try to do every day, but it doesn't happen. I'm usually on there 4 days a week out of 7. The other days I give myself some time to sleep. But the days that I wake up and I do 5 a.m. are the days that we do calls in the office with our team. So I get up at 4:55. I hop on the 5 a.m. call. I get ready for my day, get glammed up before the kids wake up, and then I get their breakfast ready, try to throw a load of laundry in, and then I get a few important things done that I want to get done off my list before everybody wakes up.
So when do you, how do you send your list? And we were talking
Mm-hmm.
earlier, what would we be without lists?
Oh, I
Um,
don't know.
how do you create that list before you go to bed? Tell us about what that looks like to you.
Well, I have an ongoing list that feels like it's never done, but I do have a list that I keep actually in my iPhone notes. I leverage technology a lot and communicate with my team that way. So we have a shared, it's kind of rudimentary. We've tried tons of different apps and different ways to share the list, but I have a list on my iPhone that's shared with all of my teammates. And if there's something that's urgent, I just throw it on there, and I put the owner's name next to it, and that's how we get things done. And
When
then
you say
at the end of the evening,
when you say the owner's name, you mean like the seller or who's going to be responsible for it on the team?
the responsible person on the team.
Got it. Okay.
So that's how I delegate, because otherwise the list just grows and grows in my notebook and it doesn't happen. So
And then
we
by the
use
end of the
that.
day, you were saying,
Oh, by the end of the day, I look at, right before I go to bed, I look at the calendar for the next day, and I look at my list of things that still need to be done and add in what else is important to me. And then I try to schedule that out. But what I I failed to mention in my morning routine, I use, there's a 5-minute daily journal, and I actually have it in an app form now. But in that journal, I fill that out every day. It just takes a few minutes. And I always pick what my top 3 priorities are for the day, because there's always a million things to do. But I do spend time being reflective and making sure that those top 3 things are intentional and that they do get done.
now, is there a specific app that you're using
hmm
for this notes, or is it just your iPhone notes?
It's my iPhone notes. I've learned you just have to keep it simple
I,
sometimes.
I didn't even realize you could share those with others. That's pretty cool.
hmm hmm You
That's pretty
can.
cool. So,
Yes.
was it hard in building your team? Because I think of this in terms of building your team as well as in with your family. How do you handle, or how have you handled delegation?
Well, I've established lists. So we use Trello exclusively for our checklists, other than the ad hoc stuff that we add to the iPhone notes that we share. And so if we take a new listing, the items are in it. We have everything templated. So the pre-listing prep is in Trello in a checklist. Same goes for if we have a new listing, etc. So and then everything has an owner.
So Trello, any other
hmm
apps or any other systems that you use to try to stay on top of things as well as delegate and
hmm
then know that they've been done?
hmm So Trello I use for business. For personal, we actually use Instacart to shop. I just started doing that. Before that, I used Amazon Fresh. In
Write
Amazon
this
Fresh, you
down.
can actually save your grocery list, and you can pull it back up the next week, tweak and change a few things, and order your groceries. So I leverage that sort of technology on the personal side. Um, Instacart is awesome because you can have them shop at Costco. So with 3 kids and 2 of them being healthy boys,
Really?
we use that now. That saves me
That's
a lot
excellent.
of
So
money.
Instacart,
Yeah.
oh, I bet. I bet. So
Yeah.
Instacart and Amazon Fresh. Anything else you
hmm
use on the personal side to kind of keep things moving and delegated and happening in the family?
Well, sounds really basic, but it's everything. For business and for personal, especially personal, we are religious about using our Google Calendar. So everybody's shared. That's a requirement. You join our team, you share your calendar, and that way everybody knows where everybody is at any given time. It's good for safety, and it's also good to see. if there's something that needs to get done that's, could be one of a number of people, then we can easily see who's available and ask that person.
Got it. Got it. So that's delegation. How's your mindset when you've got 3 kids and at least 2 of them in probably other activities and
Yes,
school and your
yes.
husband and what he does and your business?
Hmm. Hmm.
How's your mindset with all that? How do you keep your head in the game?
I have to work on it every single day, and sometimes multiple times a day. I have to be very careful with what I input. So um, I've found that, listening to the 5 a.m. Sharon call is really helpful. I also read my Bible every morning. And since I'm a really busy mom, I don't try to do any extensive plans. I use, the YouVersion Bible app, and I do quick plans on there. Sometimes I just need wisdom, so I read like the chapter of the day. So say today is March 7th, I read Proverbs chapter 7 today, and I just take a few notes. And so that helps me to make
Mm-hmm.
sure that my mind's right. Um, and then
Mm-hmm.
I also like to get up early. That helps to have time for me to think through my day
Mm-hmm.
and have a cup of coffee. And so that's what I do. I try to devote some time for me to think through things and plan ahead. It definitely helps with mindset.
Well, and that leads me to another question. What do you do for you? For
Hmm.
what do you do for you?
Yeah.
Because you're doing for
I get my
everybody
hair done
else.
every single week. Yeah. I get my hair done every
Really?
single week. I do. And it might sound extreme, but I'm half black. So if I don't, then I start having like really big hair. So that's just my thing. And it makes it really easy for me to feel like I can get up and go to appointments and be my best self. And so it's a simple thing that I do every week and the same time every
Mm-hmm.
week. And my team knows that I'm there. I still have my laptop out sometimes if I need to, but it's my time to get away.
Anything else you do to pamper yourself, for yourself, for your
Hmm.
mind, and for your spirit?
Hmm.
Anything else that you do for
Hmm.
you?
Yes. So in San Diego, there's this hidden gem. It's called the RBN Spa, and it's in Rancho Bernardo, and it seriously is like the Garden of Eden here in San Diego. And so I go there, every month or two and escape, and I get an amazing massage, and I just relax and think about life. Sometimes I go with a girlfriend or two. Sometimes I go by myself, and I feel like a new person after. So that's something else I like to do.
So, any tips that you would give us, and it doesn't have to be for moms with young children,
Hmm.
moms with teenagers, which we're going to have a
Hmm.
conversation with someone that's teenagers. Um,
Yeah.
any tips that you would give us for helping us balance our life or make our business a little easier for on ourselves?
Hmm. I think that it's pretty cliche, but it's important to realize that you're not the only person that can get things done.
Mm-hmm.
When I was coaching a lot with Eileen Rivera, she told me that I needed to delegate more. But she also said to me, since I work with my husband, that we can think of ourselves as one person. So, we would have a common contact goal. So if you work with your husband, perhaps you can, split tasks a little bit better that way. And if you don't work with your husband, sometimes it's helpful to have an honest conversation and share, some areas you might need some help in around the house. My husband has picked up
Mm-hmm.
a lot of extra things that he didn't used to do before I was in real estate, and he
Mm-hmm.
gratefully does it. Thankfully, he's a nice guy. Um, so he does the dishes now. He cooks half of the time. He folds the laundry. I just don't have time to do it. So he picks up the slack and helps. So I think
Well,
just being really honest with the fact that you can't do everything is super important.
well, and I think you've had moments in your life where you felt like you were overwhelmed and on a roller
Hmm.
coaster and that things weren't going like you
Hmm.
wanted. And I don't want this to
Hmm.
sound like, gosh, it's so easy just to make all of this
No,
happen. I know you challenges in
no.
making it work. Um,
Hmm.
how'd you get through the challenges though? Because there, you've had some some dark moments. So how did
Very
you get
dark,
through it?
yes. So the biggest thing is just again being really honest and being willing to speak up. Well, first being honest with yourself and realizing I don't feel okay. This is not working. Something has to change, and being okay with that. And then having the courage to do whatever it takes. So, for example, in
Mm-hmm.
2016, I realized we were in over our heads. We were, gosh, making debt payments of like 17,000 a month. I was thankfully making good income, but it was just, we were drowning. And so I said to my husband, this isn't working. And so we sold our house, did the Dave Ramsey snowball, and paid everything off in about 14 months, which was about $300,000. So again,
Wow.
we wouldn't have gotten there. Yeah. Yeah, we wouldn't have gotten there if we weren't honest. So you have to be honest with yourself, and if something's not working, it's okay. You just have to come up with a plan. Um, and then the other thing, honestly, is just reaching out and having a really solid network. I can't say enough about WiRE. It's been great. Just when Peggy Lynn talked about taxes, that was huge for me because I've had a lot of issues with that.
Mm-hmm.
Bree Phillips
Mm-hmm.
also. I remember like sobbing on my desk about a year ago. I just got that memory popping up when I had been fired by a seller that I'd poured a lot into, and everything was just kind of crashing. And she had a call with me and shared what's working for her, and I've leveraged a lot of that, and it's changed the game. So I think it's really important to have a network of other people around you because everybody's good at different things. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's just critical to be honest with other people and say, okay, I'm struggling, help me out. So it's been
I
good.
think you're 100% correct. I think when we as women are not afraid to say to another woman, listen, things suck for me right now. I need somebody
Mm-hmm.
to talk to. I need somebody to help me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not perfect. And you and I talked about this
Mm-hmm.
earlier today too. And people look at you and go, oh my God, you're so perfect. Everything's so great for you. But they don't know. It's like I said to you,
Mm-hmm.
people used to say
No.
that to me, but they didn't know I would go home and have the shit beat out of me, you know? They didn't know
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
I was going through, but people don't know. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's what's so great about this group. When you have
Yeah.
people that are willing to share with you and reach out to you and say, oh my gosh, I totally get this.
Mm-hmm. We have a little lull.
Kids and a husband in the business with her. I mean, you've got lots here. and
Mm-hmm. Yes.
having a business that's profitable and building a
Mm-hmm.
team. Any other tips you can share with us?
Oh, let's see. I think it's important to still dream. Um, a lot of what I have now, I have because I was willing to dream and think really big. And sometimes when you get caught up in the day to day and you've got piles of laundry like I have right now, and lots of things going on, and lots of clients begging for attention, and kids, needing things, I think it's still important to take
Mm-hmm.
time to think of what's next and how can I make things better. So just don't give up on that.
Good for you. Well, I appreciate you taking the time. And as I've said to all you ladies before, if you are managing or have dealt with, like with Jessica, a spouse in the business, teenagers, adult children, maybe still living in your basement, we don't know. I'd love for you to do an interview here and share it with us. So, Jessica, to you, thank you. I
Thank you,
appreciate you
Debbie.
having the conversation with us and sharing. And for the rest of you, let me know what else you'd like to hear from us and if you'd like to share as well. And keep dreaming.
Thanks, Debbie.
Take care.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.